Let's perhaps just start firstly, if we can see our guests at least. We'll go to them with Julia. Julia, let's talk about Transurban, if we can, and toll revenue, and what your take is on both the domestic as much as the offshore story to that stock.
Carson, we've seen some good numbers coming through. We've seen the quarterly revenue numbers, and we've seen an increase of 6.8% there, and we've also seen the traffic numbers looking good as well. For the full year, we've actually seen our revenue up by 4.7%. This, of course, has been underpinned by their key asset, which is the CityLink in Melbourne, where we did see 5.6% growth in revenue, and traffic we saw 3.2% growth, but also some strong growth coming out of the US. And if we have a look at the US toll roads, it's a novel concept in that the toll that you pay actually adjusts according to the amount of traffic that there is at the time. So I guess they haven't had a huge take-up in terms of this toll road, so they trialled something new during the quarter, and they had a weekend of free tolls, and it looks like that's really helped to boost the traffic numbers on the US toll roads. So the US numbers are doing quite well. So I guess if we have a look at Transurban, the forecast yield is quite attractive on this stock. It's 7%. However, in terms of capital growth, we're not expecting to see too much there. So this is really one for the income investors.
What about you, Evan? What's
Crude prices? We've got UBS raising its price target on Virgin. What do you make of that?
I guess if we have a look at the airlines, they are determined by a number of factors, and one of the key inputs is the jet fuel price. And while we have seen oil prices spiking higher, I guess a lot of that volatility is due to the unrest that we've seen around the Middle East as well as Egypt. So we are expecting that to be more of a short-term move in terms of the oil market rather than a long-term one. I guess longer term, there's more alternative fuels coming onto the market, whether it's shale gas or whether we are looking at alternative sources of oil and gas. So I guess that's going to be a key factor to have a look at it as well. But of course, commodity prices at the moment really being driven a lot by what's happening in terms of the US and the US dollar strengthening story. We did see another volatile ride for commodities overnight. Copper prices were actually down by 1%, while we did see gold as well as oil prices rising more than 1%. So a little bit of a mixed picture there. We've also seen ERA in that commodity space coming out with its production report for the quarter, 950 tonnes for the quarter. So it looks like their operations are going well there. The key for ERA is really this Ranger 3 Deeps. Now, they have had a $1 million spend within the quarter associated with a pre-feasibility study, and we are expecting to hear of a decision in the next year, probably not until mid-2014, but that's the key for the stock. If we get approval of this Ranger 3 Deeps, that would be a positive for the stock price. But of course, if approval does not go ahead, then you'd probably attribute a negative valuation to ERA, because it means after 2016, they'll probably need to fill in the pits there.